What's going on, guys? This is Aussie Van Man. How y'all doing today? Now we are here at our last campsite in Creede, Colorado. We just woke up. I had a shave, but we need a shower, so we're gonna head into town. We heard there's somewhere in town we can pay just to have a shower, so we're gonna go try that out, see how we go. See you in town. No, I don't believe it is working.
Okay, I'm gonna film real quick too.
Okay, so that's walkie-talkie on a Mandarin form, or Mandarin walkie-talkie form. We just finished our showers, feeling much fresher. Oh my lord, that was great. Prices are going up since I checked on the internet, and internet originally said about $7 here at the Snowshoe Lodge for a shower. It's actually now $10. But yeah, still well worth it. Great place. I may actually come stay here sometime. It looks like a cozy little place. If I come here in the winter, maybe I'll stay here. That'd be really cool. All right, guys, we are heading off to the Bachelor Loop Trail now, which is a big, or not a trail, but the Bachelor Loop. It's a big dirt road that follows the mountains all around this town to various mining sites. So we're gonna head out and do that. All right, let's go. Here we can see this giant hoist conveyor, or this hoist pulley here. Oh wow, it's a giant steamer. This is a giant steam engine that probably would have ran something like this hoist here. That's really cool. You can see how heavily this got worked. Look how the lines and all the wear marks along this pulley here. That's pretty cool. This is just a little hopper where ore and stuff would have been chucked in and probably sorted down below. This looks like a giant smelter like that. It says 1892 on it. That's pretty cool. You can see all the ore sitting in these carts here. Look at the amazing mountains, and you can see little dugout areas in the mountains. There's a mining museum right here, which literally goes into the ground. Probably would have been a mine at some stage. We may have to come see that one day. I don't think we'll be doing that one today. But look at this beautiful river that comes down through here. This is amazing, guys. I love it. Yes, absolutely loving this town. So much to see here. This is the very, very beginning of the Bachelor Loop, and there's already Tons of stuff to see here. Okay, we got this cool little thing. I haven't seen one of these before, but by the looks of the amount of bolts in here, this is definitely pressurized, high pressure. This is the Homestake mine on the side of it. That's cool. Then we have the fire department, which actually goes into the mountain in one of the old mines here. So I heard that you could go in and take a look. So we're gonna go have a little look over there. So this is really cool. You can see this little collage of broken stuff from old times, including old padlocks and mining equipment and horseshoes and stuff. That is really cool. These are little picnic tables. They've seen better days. But let's go check out the underground fire department. That's cool. Very cool. That's their gym. Let's go do a set real quick. Look at this old thing. That's cool. They got some really old ones in here. Oh man, they like kept all their old fire trucks. That's so cool. I love this beast of a thing. Look at the giant tires on that. You could go do some adventures in that thing. Yeah. This big yellow one up the back, that looks like an old military truck. It's so cool. Oh, they got a big tanker back here. That's cool. I love the big tanker, big Kenworth. I love my Kenworths. And the Freightliner. International, we got all sorts of brands back here. And this thing is a beast, look at this. Alright, look at this, guys. We have a guest book as well. Oh, do I have $3 for a patch? I may have to get one. Let's sign this. Amanda on YouTube. Well, I cannot not sign mine as well. On YouTube. Look at the old wooden ladders they used on this thing. I don't even know what the age of this is. Actually has, you know, not solid tires, air tires. So, I don't know, maybe 1920s, 1930s. I'm not sure. But it is super cool and it looks in super great condition. I bet it even still runs. I bet they use it in parades and stuff. And I love this thing. I think it's an old 50s model. Now down here you can see all the patches that they've collected and traded for back here, probably from different firefighters from different parts of the country coming through and trading their patches for the ones here. Very cool. Man, I love this Kenworth. Kenworths are great, great trucks. Look at the mountain lion. They got a little pet back here. Look at this Freight. Man, they got some serious gear back here. Oh man, that's a cool old truck. Is it a 6x6? I think it might be. I bet that thing can do some crazy climbs. All right, so I think I'm gonna use another time to come to that mining museum on the ground. Definitely coming back to this town. I will say in the fire department there, it is nice and cool. It's gonna be in the middle of summer and it's just nice and cool inside there. Very, very cool. I think they got a pretty good setup there. All right, so we're probably gonna jump back into the van and start heading back up. Okay, so we're at our second stop already. There's an extensive mine works here. Looks like there's some cool stuff here, but you have to hike about a gazillion switchbacks to get all the way up the top. But all the way along, there's little trinkets and little pieces of things to see all the way up. But let's take a look. So over here, you can see there's some stuff in here to check out and look at. But all the way up this trail, there's little pieces of memorabilia and stuff you can see. But check it out. You can see these two up here hiking all the way to the top. They had to start here and zigzag their way all the way up. So yeah, you better be pretty fit if you're gonna attempt this. There is a building right at the top there. What's at the top, I'm not fully sure if you can go in there or not, but it's a pretty crazy hike, guys. Oh, here we go. Here's some information on what this was. So all the woods you can see built into the stonework. Here you can see what that was, and that's exactly what I thought it was. It's a giant mill. So they had a giant mill. All the ore would come out along here, come down here, be sorted through the mill, and then dropped into train wagons and taken out. This was a really giant, extensive thing here. Is an amethyst vein, actually. So they're mining amethyst in this mine. And then back here, you can see back in the old times, they had mules and wagons. Very cool. But this is the Bachelor Loop, and we're on the first official stop of the Bachelor Loop. As you can see, each one is numbered. Here we can see we're at number 1. Next is number 2, the Bachelor Mine, I guess. 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, all the way to 16 stops, apparently. And what's really cool about this place, oh, that's cool. We have them all named. So that is some good stuff to know there. We have a town site as well. A lot of things to see out here. Oh, and that's one I wanted to go to. We end the trip with this one, Bob Ford's grave. If any of you don't know who Bob Ford is, if I'm correct, Bob Ford is the guy that shot Jesse James. So we're gonna go see his grave today. All right, let's get out there. Well, that's a problem, guys. That is a problem. This is the one big mill that I really wanted to drive up to, and they've closed the road right here. Nobody in town told us anything about the Bachelor Loop being closed, so I'm kind of confused. We might be able to go to the opposite end of the Bachelor Loop and try to get through that way, but I don't know, guys. That's kind of frustrating. Okay, we are coming through the back end, the south end of the loop now, because apparently part of the loop is still open on the south end. One of the second to last stops is the cemetery here, which has a very old-time feel. It's up on the hill, elevated above the town. Even has an old-timey church with a bell tower sat right in front of it. Very cool. Now, I'm not sure if number 16, the last stop, is in the cemetery also, but it's where the guy that shot Jesse James is buried, so I'm assuming it's in the cemetery too. So we got to keep our eyes out for that, guys. All right, let's take a look around.
Yep, I think you're right.
All right, you want to give him a call then?
Yeah.
So we're not going to stay here too long, although I do love visiting cemeteries. They're kind of cool. I like seeing what they do with them, especially the old ones. You can see all this piping and like the wheels and stuff. I'm not sure if they offer carts or whatever, but I kind of like that. It's interesting. And then over here, I mean, I have no idea what that piece of equipment is. I'm guessing it's got something to do with mining. They got railroad pieces, all sorts of stuff decorating this cemetery here. It's a very unique cemetery. I love it. And it has a very Wild West town feel being up on the hill like this. Okay, I think we found it. It's definitely seen better days. I guess nobody has any love for the killer of an outlaw, but I believe this is it, because here's the sign right here. Bob Ford, slayer of Jesse James, was buried here on June 11th, 1892, guys. I don't know if that particularly is his grave. There's a whole bunch of unmarked graves around here, and I don't see anything on this one either. So it might be just a generic spot where he was buried. I don't see it particularly marked. It could, for all I know, this could be where criminals or whatever were buried, because they're all unmarked. Who knows? But this is where he's at.
Oh my gosh, we were mentioning that.
There's one for sale up there. Then.
Look at this beautiful bird, guys. That's so cool. Dang, that's a cool bird right there.
There was a friend of ours who traveled with some that made the reservations. He was on the phone as soon as they became available. And within a matter of minutes, they were all...
Okay, mind the wind here. It's all over the place. We're at the top of, well, we're not even at the top of the mountain, but we went through the South Loop. We just stopped at the Bulldog Mine. Met a couple of cool people there. They were bird watchers, and we got to see that cool bird. And we just stopped up the road from there. I'm whipping up a couple of hot dogs. We're a little bit hungry, and Amanda.
Yeah.
Amanda is, what are you munching on there, Amanda?
Well, since we've been driving for the last 45 minutes, I have had my Hot Logic going.
Very nice.
With pizza inside.
You mean my Hot Logic?
So, nice try. But yeah, so now I'm enjoying my tomato, mozzarella, basil pizza with my child.
Yes, your child is definitely intently watching.
We're sharing.
Sharing. Yeah, I'm gonna get my hot dog, Sam. Alrighty, we're off again. Finished eating those delicious Nathan's hot dogs, and we're off towards the Last Chance Mine. But of course, if we see any more of those Bachelor Loop stops along the way, we will definitely stop at those. Hey, so this is the site of Bachelor City. Nothing stands today, but here's what it once would have looked like over here. And out here you can see nothing but trees. There are some remnants of like glass and pipes and stuff like that laying on the ground. Old stone foundations around here. But actually way back in the distance you can see some remnants of a collapsed building. There's a whole bunch of wood just slanted over way on the tree line there. So that's kind of cool. I didn't spot that before. But yeah, nothing stands today. But this is what once was Bachelor City at this site. Alright, so we're pretty close to Last Chance Mine. And I think if I can convince Amanda to go in with me, we're going to do that mine tour if we can. Alrighty, let's head on out. Alright, so we're at the last chance mine. I'm just waiting for my tour dude to finish helping Amanda back in. We got some cool stuff here. This mini little bulldozer here is pretty awesome. I haven't seen one of these before. Let's take a look at it. The hoist system. We got the hoist system here. I wonder if this is blocked off or not. I don't know. Oh, kinda. Yeah, it's somewhat semi-filled in, but it goes down a bit. But this, what brand is this whole thing? I can't tell. It's a nice little bulldozer though. The scenery out here is insane. So this is the area we couldn't get to earlier down there. We were looking up into the mountains, so we got all these collapsed ore chutes and stuff where they'd be taking down ore down to lower levels. But looks like another entrance down here. It's kind of collapsed a bit. Very cool history out here. I love the rock formations. And then we have the Last Chance Mine over here.
Largest in the country, and then there's also Levi jeans from the 1800s to Jack.
Okay, so we just talked to one of the guys here. He told us all about the history of how this place got saved. These buildings pretty much had to be salvaged and rebuilt partially. So partially collapsed. We have a wall of cool relics. This old can here that's been shot to hell with shotgun pellets. Bits of old wood stoves and such here. Some old rail on the wall. Another hoist part. More cable. Big old, I'm assuming this is part of an old boiler or maybe an air pressure cam. It's very cool. It's got a little cabin on top too.
That's the first time I did the desert gardens thing,
Okay.
which I liked, you know, like bathrooms and showers and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I got a property outside of Sholo in St. John's.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Sholo.
Yeah.
St. John's got a lot.
Oh, you want? Okay, yeah, you get a photo.
This is mostly for YouTube. Alright, got my really cool looking helmet on here. We're about to go down into the Last Chance Mine. We're doing that, was it hour and 15?
Yeah, hour and 15.
And what were the other length tours they
One
had?
is 2:45s, a 15, and 1 hour.
This is 2:45s and 15 and 1
Yeah,
hour.
we have a bunch more. Coming.
Yeah, and there's more they're clearing out, so I'll definitely be back up here, guys. This is amazing. So let's head on in.
Yeah. So the portal of the mine where we're staying right now is called the Tree. Other things be overkill than not do enough and then have accidents. The big reason why Jack has a very good relationship with the mining inspectors, because they look at all his work, right, and they're like, "Why well, they get all?" It starts to look kind of like this little square thing right here, right? And so bacon strips, because when they go, this is the color they become.
Yeah.
And now Saddle agate, which is Saddle agate, is called that. Miners called it back in the 1800s because it looks like bacon. And so we think a lot about bacon down here in the Last Chance Mine. Now, you guys look over here on the wall. You're going to see we have this yellow stuff. See that yellow line right there?
Sulfur?
Yeah, it's sulfur, exactly. If you scratch that, you'll actually be able to smell it.
That's
now,
cool.
there are 3 what we call whistleblowers down here when we're looking for silver ore, all right? But we got sablite agate, like I mentioned before. We also have the amethyst and the sulfur. Those 3 whistleblowers let us know, oh, there's silver in this area. It's not 10 feet that way. It's not 5 feet over there. It's right here, right in this spot. So now what they did is, you guys look over here, you can actually see, you see a circular little hole there? That is called a core sample drilling. All right, that is what Chevron did when they were up here in the 70s and the 80s.
Really?
And yeah, so what that basically is they drilled that in typically about anywhere from 6 to 8 feet down to the mountain, and they pull out a big long cylinder. All right, usually about 2 inches across, and that would tell them exactly what was in the mountain. They could actually see what was down there.
So they did that in the 70s?
Yeah, they did that in the 70s. This one only goes in a few inches. For some reason, I don't know why, but they decided to go in a few inches. But yeah, and then all the other stuff in this wall, this red stuff, this is iron oxidization from all of the, all the iron that's down here, because we did have iron in this mountain. We also have volcanic ash and stuff, and the orange stuff is spray paint. Yeah, the clay is very unstable, so you don't want to mine through it. That's why when they hit the clay down there, they just stopped going that direction entirely, and didn't even try to go around it or nothing. He was not, no. So Jack bought the mine in 1998. Nancy Granger, who sold the mine, was the owner when Chevron was up here. Now, guys, look over here to your right. I think that was right, left, dyslexic. So you see, I see these rocks right here. These rocks, this one and this one, those are actually tectonic plates, all right? So they're actually, if you guys did not know, in the North Rim. So this fault line, guys, the reason this is such a volcanic area, this fault line goes from the city of Creede all the way up to where we're standing in the Last Chance Mine specifically. Last Chance Mine takes a turn and goes off toward Lake City. And because of that fault, because of that turn, and you know, tectonic plates and stuff, that'll push the silver ore out from the depths of the earth. So you have a silver mine, you usually have anywhere from 500 to 700 ounces of silver per ton of rock. Actually, this mine has 1,500 to 2,000 ounces of silver per ton of rock. Let's get into this tunnel. If you look on the top left side of the tunnel, top right side, it's kind of like this at an angle, right? Reason for that is structure. It actually evenly distributes all the rock above us that way. If you guys ever go into a mine and the rock, the roof is just straight across, they had no idea what they were doing, because what that does is it tends to allow the tunnel to collapse in down the middle. So this is for safety, all right? So they knew what they were doing. They were making the tunnel. And also something to keep in mind, on the right side as we're walking, this was the old 1800s tunnel on the right. On the left is what Chevron blasted out this way to make it wider.
Wow. So this was only 3 feet, maybe in the beginning?
Maybe, yeah, 3 to 4 feet. 4 would have been pretty wide back then.
Wow.
And it wasn't this tall either. I'd probably be slouching down a lot if it was. Right. So this ore body, basically, there would have been silver jutting out of this wall like that.
Wow.
And whenever the silver was coming out of the earth, it followed the path of least resistance, filling in air pockets like this. All right, now remember I said we have 3 whistleblowers, right? We have the sulfur, we have the amethyst, and we have the sow-belly agate. Well, look up here, guys. You got the sulfur, right?
Yeah.
You got the yellow stuff. You have the iron too. That's the red.
Yeah.
If you guys look up, check that out. You have amethyst. So that purple is actually a piece of opaque amethyst. All right, opaque means you can't see through it. Amethyst is usually translucent, which means you could shine a light through it and you can see the light on the other side.
Wow, so cool, guys. Yeah, this is a pretty big mine. I'm not used to being able to stretch out this much. That's cool.
Guys, everyone gather up in a second, all right? But back in the 1800s, right, mine's early days, remember Ralph Granger? He was the guy who owned the mine, right? Ralph Granger, he comes down, and I remember Nancy Granger, his granddaughter, sold Jack the mine, and his workers were right here where you guys were standing working in the 1800s. And he comes down, he's like, all right, guys, can't afford to pay you anymore. I'm broke. I can't pay your food or anything. He paid for their food, he paid for their boarding. He also let them do a thing called high grade, which if you find silver ore on the wall, that means you actually get to take it, put it in your pocket, and you can sell it into town, for yourself, which is really cool. So he took really good care of his workers. A lot of guys wanted to work for him. As a result, his workers were very, very loyal. So when he told them, stop working, I can't afford to pay you, they had just hit an amethyst, silver vein. They hit a silver vein. And this was the richest silver ore that they had found yet. All right, so remember that 2,000 ounces per ton of rock that I was talking about earlier? This is that silver vein.
Wow.
All right, and so they hit it, and they worked all through the night, 12-hour shift. And Ralph Granger gets up next morning. He's like, hey, guys, can't afford to pay you anymore. What are you doing down here? I told you guys to stop working. And they showed him the silver ore that they had just pulled out of the mountain. And overnight, Ralph Granger went from verge of bankruptcy to multi-billionaire today.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And so this, right here, guys, this is the silver vein right here that they hit. I'm going to turn on some lights so you guys can actually see into it.
Wow,
Right?
that's cool.
2,000 pounds they found?
No, 2,000 ounces per ton. And so they pulled thousands.
That's pretty damn good.
I'm going to turn on this light over here. So guys, everyone come out here. Take a look. Stand right here and just look up. All right?
Oh, yeah.
Look up.
Oh, they dug it right up.
Yeah, come on up.
That's pretty crazy.
So, guys, this stove, the silver stove from wall to wall, one side of the wall to the other, was pure silver ore. And this guy actually goes up a couple hundred feet until it stops.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Now, the way that they mined these stopes out, guys, compared to the rest of the rock, this is volcanic rock, right? Volcanic rock called rhyolite. Rhyolite is as hard as a rock.
Yeah.
And so compared to the rest of the mountain, silver ore is very, very malleable. It's like butter. Put it on a slice of bread, eat it if you wanted to. Probably get sick, but you could do that compared to the rest of the mountain. And so what they would do is they switch their hand tools. They got to a certain point above them. You can see they put logs up there. You guys see those logs?
Yeah.
All right, so those logs, what they would do is they cut them longer than they needed to be, wedge or stand, to mine out the silver vein from above them.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and then what they would do, So a guy, he was working up here, right? Imagine, 1800s, you're a guy working in the stope, right? Now you didn't have lights like we do today. You just had a candlestick headlamp, so you couldn't really see. And Ralph Granger's policy, who owned the mine, he was like, hey, if anyone dies in this mountain, if I could go to a woman and tell her, hey, your husband's not coming home, you're a widow now, then the whole crew's going to be fired if the guy died in an accident that was preventable. So everyone, it was a very, very, team-oriented effort to keep everyone safe down here in the mine. So one accident, a guy was working in the stope, right? And, you're sitting in the stope, your legs hanging off it like this, right? And so someone above this guy working thought it'd be a funny little idea to drop a rock down on top of him.
Oh.
And a rock this big could just break your neck.
Yeah.
So he dropped the rock down on top of him, landed in his lap, shattered his leg. 1800s, depending on where medical stuff was, depending on how bad his leg was, they might have had to amputate it.
Yeah.
So I imagine someone was probably fired over that. But that was the one accident back here during the 1891-1947 period that happened. Right? And for a mine like this size, it's really good. It's a really good track record. So,
Wow.
all right, guys, we're gonna keep going. This right here is another safe room. All right, this is another place where we would gather and stuff. If anything bad happened underground, okay? So, we got first aid and stuff, fire extinguisher. So if the rock ever gets set on fire, we have. Yeah, that's dark. You can see it goes down all the way, yeah. So guys, come on up here and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the ventilation stuff in the mine. Ignore the mannequin body parts over there. So you can see just how small those 1800s tunnels were. And I'm a big boy. Like, it's not very fun for me to get in there like that. But yeah, now guys, do you feel that breeze? Yeah, they're over here. That way you're out of this blinding light. Okay, so guys, what I'm holding right now, this is a drill bit. You guys can see if I can get it. It's a long drill bit too. You can see this drill bit right here is kind of like crossed, And then you guys can see over here, it's kind of crossed. Let me get my light back out so you guys can see. But see that?
Wow, that's
Yep. So yeah, you got a teeth. That's a very good way to put it. I've been looking for. That's the sulfur. The purple here, this is the amethyst, and then the bands. That's a sablate agate. So you have all three veins. You have all three whistleblowers in this one vein. And you can see, if you guys look, it goes above us, right? It goes above, above, and into the stope.
Oh my.
So this vein is what they're mining out of this stope, wall to wall. There's silver ore in there, all right? And this guy goes up a long, long ways. So imagine you're working in there with nothing but candle lights. A lot of times they'd actually carry around ladders with them to navigate these stopes.
Oh, that's a big old stope, man.
Oh, it's a big boy.
I've never seen a stope this big before.
Oh, dude,
not in real life.
You haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
They get big. Come over here.
That's insane, man.
You guys can see what the silver vein looked like. Everyone come on down. You guys can see what the silver vein looks like in here.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
really, really nice silver vein. All right. And that's actually, so a lot of the lower grade silver, the veins still looked like this. So they threw this out in the tailings pile. So that's some of the stuff when you guys go rock hounding outside. This is some of the stuff that you would find.
That's cool.
All right? And there's so much of it, you basically close your eyes and just dig on the ground and find stuff like this out there all the time. But the reason they left spaces of ore like this down here in the last chance is because, well, in any mine, really, the superstitious reasons. Do you guys know what Tommy knockers are?
No.
Yeah, you guys can see this. Check this out.
That is so
Goes across
cool,
like
dude.
that.
Oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God.
really cool. You got the mine reel and stuff.
What's
Yeah.
the Tommy knocker? I don't understand.
All right, so Tommy knocker, guys get out of line. But Tommy knockers, fun gingers. They hate gingers. I'm a ginger. I'm a redhead. They hate redheads. Yeah, they do. And so redheads, I don't know what kind it is, but there used to be a gate right here of untreated wood, and this fungus was growing all over it. And when we moved the gate, we got it all over our clothes.
Oh.
So it's really gross. I would not recommend eating it. But yeah, now this was actually pretty good representation of what an air door would look like. So say you have an airflow right coming out of this right here, this tunnel. Well, then you got another one coming out of this tunnel. You don't need air coming out of two tunnels into the same one. So what they would do is they would build an air door right here, and they redirect the air to another spot underground. All right, so that's another way they ventilated the stuff. So they knew what they were doing. It wasn't an accident that this mine is ventilated. So now you can see there's another amethyst vein right here. It's going up above us. above our heads right here and going back down. And you guys can see it gets really purple over here, really pretty.
Yeah.
Right? So at an angle like this, they're all generally speaking like that, all right? And wow, there's profanity on the wall. I just noticed that. It's pretty funny.
That's true.
Uh-oh. Who put that there?
Someone in the 70s. That's
Right,
what
yeah.
When do you close?
October. That's what we did last year.
Oh.
So now, guys, we're in standing right now. This is another stove. So if you look above us,
Oh.
you can see.
Dang.
Yeah, this guy goes up a
Oh
long
my
way.
gosh, that's
Now, this stove to me looks kind of like it was a little bit unfinished, you know,
Yeah.
because you can still see that there's a little bit of ore in the wall.
Yeah.
But well, I think a few of these stopes, like this one, and then the one that we're going to see after it, I think they were probably mined out during the later years of the mine's operation.
Man, these stopes are cool.
So, and then above me right here, guys, is an old ore chute. All right, an old ore chute. There's the remains of another one right here. And these old ore chutes would have sent ore all the way down to where I'm standing right here. Okay, so come on down here, everybody. So I want you guys to look above y'all right here. Check that out. You see that black stuff?
Yeah.
I believe that's creosote. All right, it smells like it.
What's it called?
Creosote. That is what they use to treat the wood. All right, so you can see all that wood. There's a broken piece right there, a broken log. That's what's dripping out of there.
Yeah.
Right, and if it wasn't soaked with that stuff, the logs would be really disgusting.
Yeah.
In fact, if you look above me right here, check that out. You see all that condensation on the bottom of that
It's
log?
natural?
Well, that's kind of what happens when stuff is down here.
They soak
underground
in
for a
the
long
moisture.
time.
Wow.
Tends to get really wet and disgusting.
Yeah.
Creosote is not natural though. That comes, they treat the wood.
Did he put that
Some
in?
old rails
No,
here.
the
That's
old
pretty
miners did in
cool.
the 1800s.
Oh.
But you guys can see some of this old wood. You know, the old wood, this stuff's kind of dry. It's really tough for being as old as it is, even though it's still rotting. Sulfur, and the amethyst,
God.
all that stuff in there. And so this vein goes all across, all the way to right there.
That's cool.
You know, and
Where
so
do you
it goes-
get the
once everyone gets in here, I'll tell you guys.
I feel better about being shorter now.
Oh, dude, yeah. Now that, see, you were jealous of he and I for a minute, but now you're like, oh, I'm kind of glad.
It works in my advantage.
Now, guys, where we're looking at right now, you can see this is another stope. Goes up there. If you guys
Oh,
look crowd
hell
in,
yeah,
right here,
that
you
is
get
so
the-
cool, dude.
it goes up a lot more. This is actually the edge of a stope, which is really cool.
That's a big stope.
That's amazing.
Yeah, now this tunnel actually went back there, and I've never been back there. I'd really like to be.
That's a nice
I need to go
one.
explore. I don't want to explore down here by myself because I don't want to
No,
die.
no.
But now all this rock here, this is a combination of backfill from the 70s,
Yeah.
also rocks that have fallen from the stope, and we also put a lot of them here because we had to clean out all of this mine, where we're walking right now. That's where we put a lot of the rock. Now, you were asking where that tailings piles came from out there. So all of this, right? All this wall to wall used to be that stuff right above you guys, right here, right? I don't know,
wow.
right? Behind you, whatever. So, but yeah, so that was all the silver ore, okay, that they pulled out from between these walls. And there's high grade ore and there's low grade ore. And that low grade ore was not worth them milling, so they threw it onto the tailings pile. But their hibernation bin.
What?
Their hibernation bin. Yeah.
For real?
So this is the third one that Jack has found down here while exploring. He had to destroy the other two because they're right in the mine tunnel. But we think this happened in the early to mid 80s before the mine tunnel collapsed in on itself.
That's crazy.
So there's a few years the bears were coming down here and hibernating. And this is the first one he didn't have to destroy. Now, I made a little oopsie when we were working back here one day. Jack told me to move a bunch of rocks, and so I moved rocks. Told me from around the bear den. So I moved the rocks from around the bear den, right? Turns out he didn't want some of the rocks to be moved, and I did. I moved them, and so he was pretty upset about that. Well, you guys, you want to know something really funny? I made another oopsie that very same day. Come over here.
Uh-oh. What did you do?
Oh, dude, you guys see this oil can right here?
Guess that
Wasn't
was-
always crushed.
Yeah, right.
Back over there, it was past the bear den, and we were passing it back out here to get it out of the way.
Oh.
And right where I grabbed it, you guys can actually see, I grabbed it right there and right there. And because Bobby handed it to me, I'm like, thank you, Bobby. So I grabbed it, and then it broke, and then it crushed. You guys see how big this stope is?
Can you flash back?
That's
that
insane, man.
What's
That's
that
so
light
cool.
Up there, is that a vein?
Yes, that is part of the vein. Yes, ma'am. That is sulfur. I believe that is probably also clay by the looks of it.
Does he climb up there?
No, dude.
I wouldn't think about that.
I'm sure if he had the right equipment, he would. No, yeah,
These are the biggest steps I've
we're-
ever seen inside of them.
I actually really want to climb up in some of these.
Yeah.
Are you a climber?
I am a climber, yeah. But I have to have long arms. But, so guys, Jack's actually going to get a drone company out here sometime. They have this new technology where they convert the drone footage and stuff from what it records and things. They convert it to virtual reality.
That's
So
cool.
Jack is going to get them out here. He's wanting to, at some point, to get up in these scopes, right? Map it all out and then get into virtual reality and explore them that way, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, we're probably never going to see a lot of the tops or bottoms of these scopes because they're too dangerous to traverse.
Yeah. Could be some good relics out there.
Oh, dude, I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, just that right there up above us would be really good relics.
Yeah.
But, and to Jack, the reason he doesn't pull a lot of these pieces out is because to him, they're worth a lot more in the mountain where people can see them in the vein than they are if he pulled them out and, you know, sold them or something.
Uh-huh.
You know, like you guys see that purple amethyst right there? Come on, everyone, come on over.
Gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a really cool amethyst. I really like that stuff. Really pretty.
Oh,
really
that's a
pretty.
real good color right there. Yeah.
But, and then, yeah, this scope,
That's
you can
nice.
see.
That's a really cool looking
There's some
one.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this big, like small, little like ore pieces they left in between the walls.
Yeah.
This right here, this bridge goes across a big one. And so
Oh, okay.
Chevron put this bridge in the 70s and 80s. You can feel how spongy the ground
Yeah.
is. Guys, our plans for this tunnel right here, we're going to replace all this old wood, right, with treated strong wood. We're going to get back there. You guys remember that big, long metal pipe? One of the things we're going to use it for is this big rock right here that's dropping down with the mesh in front of it that's like covering it and stuff. That rock actually has a fracture on its backside, and that makes us nervous it'll drop down.
Yeah.
So we're either A, going to build cribbing, which you already started right here on the ground, right? We're going to build cribbing up to hold it, or B, we're going to use that pipe to come in, drill holes for some shot, and then we're going to drop
blow
it
it.
down,
Yeah.
boom, into this pocket down below it.
Yeah.
All right, and that'll enable us to open this up for tours once you get this all cleaned up, and this actually branches off to a bunch of areas down there back in that tunnel, which would be really nice. But
Nice.
yeah, and then there's actually, guys, an old 1800s tunnel. So this is two stopes. You got one here, part of the one that we're standing over, and then another one on the other side of that rock.
So
And then that stope, there's actually an 1800s tunnel that starts over there and then keeps going back on the to the right, past this corner, around that corner.
what's this
So-
tunnel called, this part?
I don't think we've named it yet.
Okay.
But yeah, this is one of 3 tours that we currently have in the works. So once Jack gets his mini excavator back up and running, we'll be able to start working on it again. And now I want you guys to notice something really funny. You guys see the 132 right there?
Yeah.
So you got 131, 132. That's yardage count. 133 is over there.
Oh.
I don't think that's entirely accurate yardage right there.
Yeah. Right.
That's funny.
You guys have any questions yet?
Yeah. So what level are we on now?
We're level 2.
And which way do the levels go? Upwards into the mountain or down?
Down. So level
Okay.
1, there's 1 level above us, there's 11 levels below us. There's like 13, probably 1,400 feet.
Has he? Is it Jack his name?
Yeah, Jack.
Has he been down into the lower levels much? Or?
He's been down level 3 one time,
Okay.
and that was because there's a sloan opened up he was able to get down, and that is actually where he got all of his amethyst jewelry, because he just found a little amethyst pocket,
Pocket, yeah.
got it all, it's like over 100 pounds.
That's cool.
But that was the only time he's been down to level 3,
Oh, wow.
because, you know, it's
Lot
really
of-
dangerous to get down, and also we haven't found very many access points.
Yeah.
On another tour that we're going to open up here, I think next summer is when we're planning on it. We've been working on it since last year, but there is a shaft that we think goes down multiple levels.
Oof,
in
that
tour
would be cool.
That we've bridged across with I-beams, treated wood. We're going to get an air hoist.
Yeah.
That's another reason we have that air pipe coming back here.
That would be
Get an
great.
air hoist, we can rappel down.
Yeah.
That'd be really
Maybe
cool.
bring people down there, huh?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Nice.
Any other questions?
So the goal for this is depending on what he gets fixed before you can set a goal for this.
Exactly, yeah. And I don't know we need plans on having this up because there's still a lot of work that needs to get done back there.
Oh, that's
and
raw.
time is never on our side. Time is always a precious precious resource that we don't have enough of.
How many?
Boulder's gonna come and roll down, but you guys can see this guy. There's actually an echo in here. There's not very many places down here that have
What
That's
is that in there?
that is iron. I think it's just iron oxidization. You can bring that to Jack and show him if you want.
Really?
Yep. No, yeah, it's just rhyolite
It's just right
basically.
there.
So yeah, you can ask him what all's in there. But yeah, some spots skinny and some other spots.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that is cool.
Yeah, remember those really heavy scaling bars we looked at out there? Well, here we think 2 things. A, This was done in the later years of the mine's production, and B, it was not rich enough silver for them to continue down into this tunnel, so they just stopped. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So are these tracks just laying on the ground? Or
They are, yeah. So these tracks are from the 1800s. It's really cool.
Alrighty guys, so we finished the mine tour. That was so amazing. Those stopes were insane, and the fact they have amethyst in this mine, I've never been into a mine before where I've seen amethyst like that. So that's really cool. They have different tours, like I said, the 15-minute, the 45-minute. There's 2 different 45-minute ones, and they're all different. So what I just seen, I didn't see any of those tours. So to see that, you have to do the other tours, guys. They're also, as they said, clearing out more sections to do more tours. So really cool. I will be here again, and I might actually do that rock hounding thing that they have here sometime. So cool. But where we are, we're above where that road was closed, where we wanted to come through. So down here's all those buildings that you might have seen on the drone footage down here, way up above, and further down that way is the mill. So that's kind of cool. But I love the rock formations out here. And up here we have some of the collapsed ore chutes and stuff like that. All the housing and stuff. Alrighty, so Amanda went back down to town, so we're gonna catch up with her, see where she's at, and then we're gonna go check out some other stuff, guys. Alright, let's head on out, guys. Alright, so we're on our way back out. Like I said, we didn't finish the bachelor loop. That's probably only half of the bachelor loop combined with the 2 routes we went. So I'm gonna have to come back and finish the bachelor loop for you guys. It's much longer than I thought it was, but very fun. So I'm just trying to find out where Amanda's at now. I'm trying to get up to a point where we have reception. We're gonna go find her. We're probably gonna head into town and do some things in town at some point. Loving it out here, absolutely loving it, guys. Alright, we'll see you when we meet up with Amanda. Look who I found. Do you come here often?
Just on, what's today? Sundays?
Sundays.
At 2 p.m.
Today's Saturday actually, but okay.
Oh, is it Saturday? Is it?
Yeah. It's
Okay, today, on Saturdays?
She come to do some kick flips at the skate park here.
Absolutely, I brought my skateboard.
Alright. Alright, so Amanda's just getting some solar and doing a video right now. I'm gonna do a few things too, gotta run some errands, so we're gonna chill here for a bit. Look at this cute little park. It's got a little baseball field down here. It's pretty cool. There's some toilets. Over here, there's this children's rock climbing thing here. I thought that was pretty cool. Get people into rock climbing around the area. Ed Hargraves Park. That's cool. He was born in Beaumont, Texas, October 10th, 1924. Interesting. Liberated the Buchenwald concentration camp. I don't know exactly what that is. Apparently he's a pretty well-known guy around here. So he got his own, it's Mr. Creede. Alright, so we have stopped at the Creede Historical Society Museum. I'm not sure if they're open, but we're going to go find out. See if they're open. If they are, we'll be able to come and check that out. If not, maybe we'll come back tomorrow. Worth a shot. Show you then. Alright, so we just missed it, their shot, so maybe we'll come back tomorrow. We're gonna go get some dinner. So we're gonna go to a dog-friendly place down the ways that had some music playing yesterday called Kips. And yeah, check that out. Hopefully they got a good scene. It is Saturday, so there should be something going on down there. Let's head on out. I can see I'm sunburned. All right, guys. So I totally forgot to film, but we had tacos. Amanda had beer, carnito tacos. I had carnita. Okay. She had the pork tacos. I had the birria tacos. So.
And we had 32-ounce beers.
We did have some large adult beverages. Yeah, so next thing is we go out, we're gonna look for a camp spot up in the mountains. Apparently we can camp up in those Bachelor Loop Mountains. It looks really cool. So we're gonna give it a go, head on out there. Let's see what we can find. All right, so we're just walking back to the car. I just seen this. I don't know if they're like Airbnbs or whatever. Check this out. Oh my God, look at these like houses here. These little apartment houses. This one's got like an anchor hanging down. Look at the upstairs area. There's a fully enclosed tree house around the corner here. Everything looks amazing, guys. I don't know if they're rentable or if somebody lives in them. I'm not sure. Check out the tree house. We could literally live in that tree house. It's that big. It has cooled down tremendously. These dark clouds coming through. I don't know if it's gonna rain, but all I know is it's nice and cool now. So we have found the campsite for the night. This is where we're gonna stay, deep out in the mountains, but we have a river here. Really awesome. It's starting to cool down. Maybe we're gonna get some rain tonight, I don't know. All I know is it's nice and it's cool, and that's what I need after a hot sunny day. As you can see, my face got a bit, but I'm sore from being high elevation and running around all day. So I'm gonna enjoy laying down in the cool weather out here in the mountains. Let me set up and we'll get back to you. All right, we're all set up in the van now. I'm just editing a video and then I'll probably join up with Amanda and hang out with her before we go to bed. Oh man, choking on my antacid. Oh, that's rough. Yeah. So the sun's going down, it's cloudy outside. Anyway, we're gonna edit this video and probably just hang out with Amanda for a bit. And we'll be heading off to bed, I think. It might be an early one for me tonight. I'm pretty tired after the last couple of days. What's going on here?